I'm at Lowe's. Okay, so as some of you have seen TJ Prep's video, her and I talked yesterday, and I'm here at Lowe's with my Bigfoot, and now we call this Silver Mound. Okay, so this is the Adirondacks. So here it's called Silver Mound. It's in zones 4 to 8, so it does come back. But that is what it's called, is the Artemisia. But yeah, so this is an Asian thing that you can make tea out of, and it helps with fever and malaria. These spread, so every year I'm gonna get these two. I used to have these and they came back every year, so every year what happens is this all goes away, and yes, the feeling is awesome. So every year this will all die off in the fall, and you're left with these little branches, and the next year it just pokes back up through. So yeah, zones 4 to 8. What's he doing?
Stringing up meters.
Again.
Well, they keep growing, so we had to raise the whole thing.
Yeah.
So that's what we'd be doing.
It was a trip too, because I left these out front, and Bigfoot had balanced one of those on top of there, and I had to hold on this side this whole cage while he walked ever so casually out front to go get these.
Yes, I'll show you.
I'm supervising.
I just put these extensions in here, 24 inches. This used to be down there, so this whole thing used to be right here. The tomatoes grew up and they're at the top, so we had to raise it, which is why I built this way. You can just keep adding, and you can go as high as you want. This is like well over 6 foot, and I'll show you how I'm extending the strings.
Don't you love it when you make a video and your neighbor starts blowing?
Yeah. So these were the old strings I clipped off. Just taking them, tying a knot in them. Like that. Measure up to the strip. Leave some extra to tie. Flip it up over. Just give some lift to your plant. And just tie it off. Like that. I'm gonna do another one. Pretty quick once you get going.
Yeah. And we had just strung all these last night because it'd be easier. And now you just are tying them back on.
Yeah, just hooking them on where they were before.
And it's better than easier than
This
retying.
plant was at the top, was growing up out of the top of the old structure, so we had to take it higher.
Right.
And
it's
24 inches higher.
well, you're standing on these blocks that need to get moved, but this is about as tall as you now, right? A little bit
Yes,
taller.
yes.
When you're on level ground.
Yeah, so it's up there. But you can see, if you watch the plant, when you just put a little tension on this, it just gives it that little bit of lift.
Yep. Boinks it right up.
Supports the branches, stops them from breaking off, helps support the weight of the tomatoes. No more stakes. String technique.
Right. So this string on this tomato, how it's bent over now because it's unstrung. So we're gonna watch that one get boinked right back up.
I want to do this one real quick. And if you want to build one of these out of the conduit like this, it costs a little bit more than other ways, but it lasts forever. And I bent all of these with a conduit bender. If you don't know how to do that, you can buy 90-degree elbows at Lowe's or such.
But then you gotta buy the couplings,
yeah.
right?
Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, the little couplings right there come in a bag, and then you can buy the bended part. But
yeah.
BIGFOOT's the ultimate conduit bender.
Yep.
Gets raised right up.
Maybe next time I set one of these up, I'll do it with the 90-degree elbows instead of bending it. I'll do it with all parts that you can buy off the shelf. That way anybody can just put it together.
Right, right. Because not everybody's
has a conduit bender, first of all.
right. But it's a good investment, even if you're not an electrician, right?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, you know, there's always those.
You gotta get a shot of these down here. Look at these guys.
They're so big.
Yeah, they're good.
It's almost time for fried green tomatoes again.
Yeah, they're growing fast. Yeah, so this guy's leaning over, so we'll tie the knot. If you ever want to tie two strings together, here's a really quick way. Just put the ends together like that. Get you a little slack. Just make an overhand knot. Like that. Just give it a tug. No way that's coming apart.
Nope. You should see BIGFOOT string his fishing line on his hook. Or lures.
That's even more important.
Yeah, he taught me, and I'll never.
So you can see how far that lays down, and it's going to get worse because you got the weight. These things are going to grow, and even more. So you pull this up. Now it's vertical. It's going to go up the string.
Look how straight that is now.
I just can't imagine an easier way to do this. Really, I can't. I mean, that's not holding nice. The wind's blowing hard right now, and these things are doing well.
Yep. So we're gonna get the rest of these strung up, and we'll be right back. You're the man.
So this was originally down here. So the height of our raised bed was about right here. And if you can follow that across, this plant and this plant were ready to grow out the top of our supports.
They were above.
Right. So we couldn't string them any higher. So we just added this 24-inch section to all 6 of the stakes. With the conduit couplings. This is 3/4-inch EMT conduit. We just added it 24, so raise the whole thing up 24 inches. Now they got all that new string they can grow up. And if they outgrow that, you just go and you cut more extensions. You can raise this thing as high as you want. If you grow 10 feet. We'll see.
Yeah, kind of like that.
See.
Kind of like that Sasquatch out there.
Yeah.
Look how straight they are. And once these grow, you don't even see the strings anymore. And then you just keep adding. I'm gonna grab these. You just keep adding these clamps. So these clamps, you just kind of give it a little bend right there. And it grabs a hold of the string. And it clamps it, and then you clamp this, your stem of your tomato goes right in there. See, we can do this one. So you put this here. And you can even do it one-handed, it's that easy. There you go. Except for I did it wrong. This string is supposed to go in there. All right, so maybe it's not as easy as I made it look to be. with one hand, but with two hands, it's definitely much easier. All right, so let's try this one-handed again. So if you're gonna do it one-handed, you got your thumb or your middle finger down here, push back towards the bend, and then you clamp it. There we go. Wow, Bigfoot's out there bending more conduit to put on this one. Bigfoot picked out some lilies that are like a melon orange, like a cantaloupe color. And then I'll show you what else we got. So, this purple basil is so yummy-licious. I decided to get another. So that needs to get planted today or tomorrow. And then, so the Adirondacks, we call it silver mound. I've never noticed this word before. Usually it just says silver mound, but it's the Artemisia. And that comes back every year. So we got 1, 2, and 3. And then up here, this is so cool. I love this. Look how cute it is. The hummingbirds are going to go nuts for this. Okay, now, butterflies. Your fluted butterflies go in here at night, and they go way up in, and then in the morning they come out and they will lick up the morning dew off from the fluted flowers. And by staying in there all night, they have dry wings, so they can just, after they lick off the morning dew, if any, they can just come out and fly around for the day. So fluted flowers are really important. Also, your bees will also go in there. But yeah. And this is a pink panther something. Let's see if we can't find the tag. Now this comes back every year. It's a pink panther foxglove. Yeah. So full sun, 6+ hours, and let's see. (18 to 24 inches wide. I don't know how high it gets. This is about as high as it probably gets. Okay, so it's another one of those 24s. So it just seems more than 2 feet high. Probably because it's in a pot. So I thought we would put that back there. And that's gonna look really pretty and make that pop even more. So the higher plants are gonna go back here. The cilantro has flowered. It's like a little baby's breath thing going on. So we're gonna get these silver mounds planted, and then later we'll talk a little bit about what these silver mounds do. Alright, well, we have noisy things happening today. Got Bigfoot's lilies in. And we needed need space for everything to creep out and grow. So the silver mound at the base, the root base, only gets about 10 to 12 inches. So it's all about that texture. Not just color, but different textures. Let's go back. It's really windy. So this guy is going to get 3 to 4 feet around and 3 to 4 feet tall. The same thing with this one. I thought those two purples looked really, really cool, because this one's like a purple blue and that one's like a magenta pinky purple. Put some more rocks in there. Keep things kind of separated. Believe it or not, underneath all this is this big stump, probably about as wide as that. And that's when I dug the hole, that's what came up, so I just